Hello everyone, Mali Ponfidith here, CEO of the SOAR Community Network and co-founder of the SOAR Community Nebula. We are out there trying to connect with 1,000 community builders and change agents this year as a part of our global initiative to spotlight and highlight just good news, people doing good things for a better world. And today we are going to be featuring Cordelia Gaffar. She is, a new friend, but someone that I feel very, very connected to, like we've known each other for a very long time. And so I want to welcome you, Cordelia. Thank you so much for being a part of our Nebula Global Initiative.
Thank you for having me here. And it's an honor for me because I very much admire you and everything that you're doing.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Can you please share with our viewers who you are and what you do in the world, at least starting with professionally?
Yes. So my name is Cordelia Gaffar. I'm a transformational life coach, and I help women by guiding them to their body-soul shift. And I do that by letting them see how their emotions are a power source and not a weight. That's a very powerful thing because so often we numb our bodies and we feel that we have to put on this mask. But instead, I show people how to drop into their bodies and their hearts and lift the mask by nurturing their souls.
And so, Cordelia, how do you do that? In what ways do you serve people in that regard? Is it through one-on-one coaching? But I also know you have programs. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, my preference is actually one-on-one coaching, while I do have a group program, which is called the Body Soul Shift Tribe. And I also have online courses that people can just help themselves.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let's talk now about experiences in your life or moments in time that you felt supported, loved, provided with some extra compassion or empathy to help shift you in terms of how you live your life now, or perhaps shift your way of thinking. Could you provide some examples?
Yeah, I can think of a few. I guess I'm going to share something quite intimate. So I have 6 children, and during the birth of my last one, I had 4 children at home. And during that time, I actually, for the first time in 6 pregnancies, felt that I could not deliver my child. So I had hired a doula to assist my midwife. And my doula came in just at the right time. And she said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I can't do this." And she just gently, massaged my hips. And she said, "Of course you can." And I kid you not, the baby just started coming out like right then. And I chose that one because this is a disconnect that I feel like we've lost as humans. And it's a very important part of life is when you're bringing a child into the world and when a child's coming into the world, right? So often we're in a harried situation in a hospital, right? But to have it in the comfort of my home and to have the additional comfort, that was really important to me. Another time that comes to mind is when I was traveling in Bali, and I had never been like on the other side of the world by myself before, and I had gotten lost and I didn't know how to find my way back to where I was staying. And I didn't want to look like, a tourist who was lost. And so I just decided to go to this cafe. And while I was there, the waiter asked, "Is there anything else you need?" And so I said, "Yes, I'm actually trying to find this location, right?" And I gave like a generic location near my hotel. And he said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going on break now. I can walk you there." So the humanity in that. And I felt safe, actually. And that's not the only experience I had while I was there. You know, like shopkeepers would help me to find specific gifts for my kids. But it's just, you know, the reaffirmation that we are humans that want to be in our human experience and help each other. That's what I liked about those.
That's great. Beautiful stories. When you think of a champion of change, community builder, change agent, what characteristics or attributes come to mind? How would you describe a change agent?
Someone who's very open-minded, um, and open-minded in the way of they want to start an initiative that can benefit a community monetarily and also support them emotionally. So a good example of that is when we start our businesses, you know, we always think about should it be nonprofit or for profit, but to make your business for profit with the intention of every single event that I do, just, you know, in your heart, I'm going to take a portion of that money and I'm going to go and do something small for, you know, the neighborhood. So I think that's, you know, you don't have to formalize it by having an actual nonprofit. You can just know your intention behind having this conference is I'm going to take 10% and I'm going to, you know, help the local orphanage, or I'm going to take 10%, you know, and support a school. Yeah.
So then let's talk now about the causes that you care about. How do you give back to your community or to society as a whole?
That's another reason I chose the story about when I gave birth to my last child, because there are two things that are really important to me. Educating young women on their sexuality and the importance of treating their bodies and well, honoring their bodies as temples, right? Because women are the portals between worlds, I feel, right? The spiritual and this one. And the other thing that's really important to me is just supporting women in general, because so often we don't have that sisterhood connection anymore. And when we are separated from our spouses, there's so many women who are either homeless or in a really desperate situation. So there's something called co-abode, and this is a place for women who are in that situation, and they have small children where they can stay.
That's great. That's a powerful, powerful opportunity to support women. And it's not just in the United States, but all over the world. We see this and we witness this anyway, through the news and through all of the stories that we hear. So I think having organizations that really cater to and support women, help them get back on their feet, help them make sure that they are taken care of is essential to this society and this world being better. So thank you so much again for that. So Cordelia, let's talk now about quotes or philosophies or mottos that really keep you engaged and empowered, especially when life gets hard or days are just bad days, tough days. What keeps you going?
Well, I have two sayings. That life offers us opportunities to be CEOs, and that's we are chiefs of elevated opportunity. So when you're having a bad day, you're really just given an opportunity to elevate yourself. The other thing is be still, because when life is chaotic, a lot of what I talk about is finding your calm in chaos, right? So when life is chaotic, if you're still, you can be the eye of the storm and you can see what it is that you can use to support yourself, or maybe there's someone you can support that will actually make you feel better.
That's great. Thanks again for being a part of this interview series. Can you please let us know how we can connect with you, learn more about you and the causes you care about?
Oh, absolutely. The best way to connect with me is to go to www.bodysoulshift.com, and that will give you an opportunity to be on my newsletter list, and you'll see my sweet talk messages come through twice a week.
Can you give that website one more time?
Yes, www.bodysoulshift.com.
Great. Thank you again, Cordelia. For those that are watching, thanks for following us as we interview these amazing change agents and community builders. To learn more about Nebula and what the mission is, as well as to nominate a community builder in your life, please visit nebula.soar, that's SOAR, communitynetwork.com. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.